Welcome back to the Just Thoughts podcast. My name is Cole Graham. As you guys can see, if you guys are watching the YouTube video, Gabe Baltier is not here with me today, but Spencer Bush is.
Yeah, how's it going, everybody? Thanks for having me. It's always a pleasure to be on the pod. It's the second time coming around, so it's exciting.
Yeah, and last time we had Spencer on the episode, it was because his new music was out on Apple and Spotify. And that is why he is back again today, guys, because his new song, Out of My Sight, is streaming now on Apple and Spotify.
Yeah, Out of My Sight is now out, so check it out on all platforms. Cole heard it like probably a month before it came out, just trying to get some advice on whether he likes it or not. And yeah, there's some violin in there. It's pretty cool stuff.
Yeah, it's definitely very good. It's one of my favorites. I know I've said that about pretty much all of your songs by now, but I'm not lying, guys. Go check it out. Support this guy right here.
Thank you. Yeah, check it out.
Yeah, and today, guys, with that being said, we're going to jump into our topic today, which is the power of music. I figured who better to talk about music than Spencer. So the power of music, I got this idea because when I'm in my car, right, as I'm sure everyone else can agree, when you're blasting music, there's no better feeling in the world.
Yeah,
than that.
I agree. Especially when you're going through a tough time, or if you're in a good mood. Whatever it is, blasting music in the car with, to one of your favorite bands or just favorite artists, it's really nothing like it.
Yeah, because there's definitely been times where I've heard my favorite song come on and I've literally smacked the crap out of my steering wheel. Or like you put your hand out and you like tap the roof of your car. There's nothing better than just having a good song play when you're feeling sad, a good song play when you're feeling happy. And no matter what the situation is, there's always a song that fits that situation.
Yeah, exactly. Music, it's like full therapy,
Yeah, I mean, therapy is a great word for it because, like I said, if you're sad and you want to be sad, you can listen to Ed Sheeran. You can listen to, Louis Capaldi now is like big guy now.
Yeah.
If you want to be happy, I mean, you got Bruno Mars. One of my personal favorites is Old Dominion, Usher, Spencer Bush.
Check it out. Yeah. I mean, for me, it just depends on my mood, but For sadness, I kind of go with the Coldplay route. The who else is on there? The sadder Dave Matthews stuff, like Crash. That's a good song. For happy, I mean John Mayer I can listen to all the time. That's I don't listen to him as much as I went through a huge phase where he was all I listened to. I still listen to him. I listen to him more to get a read on his like songwriting because I really take a lot of inspiration from the way he writes songs, and so that's what I try and emulate, especially with this new song, Out of My Sight. There's a song called St. Patrick's Day on his first album. A lot of that's inspired in this song, guitar-wise. And then the song stuff, that song, yeah, it's like you listen to music when you're sad, say, and it helps. And then for me, if I'm sad, I'll, take all that emotion out and write it down. Try to come up with something on guitar, so it's just all about the music,
Yeah, and one thing that you mentioned to me off camera is you recently did karaoke, and you felt that you didn't sing all that well when the songs weren't yours.
Yeah, I sang Seven Summers by Morgan Wallen.
Yeah, which is one of my personal favorites, but I thought it was very interesting that you said, oh, I don't think I did that well when it wasn't my song.
Right.
Because that almost to me is a compliment to yourself. Because that means that what you're writing, you feel so passionate about, you really feel the emotions, you feel the energy, and you connect to the words, the rhythm, and everything like that. And that's so special because even someone like myself who, yes, I've written a few songs with you, none that have been released yet, but I can still connect to the lyrics of your songs and just anything that I listen to, whether it's the rhythm, the lyrics, anything like that. And it's great like that.
Yeah, and the songs are powerful, I mean, for me especially, and even for other people. I mean, one time I was singing actually this new song that's out of My Sight. I was singing it to my mom, and there were other people there. It was like my mom and my aunt, and they both just started bawling. And like I'm singing the song, and I like see out of the corner of my eye, I can't tell what my aunt's doing, but then when I finish, I look up and she's crying. I was like, dang, like it's powerful. And then you guys were at our house one time, your family, and both of our moms, I think more your mom was crying that whole time. Yeah. That was funny. But yeah, it's tough for me to cover songs, because it doesn't mean as much to me. And also, I mean, my voice depends on the artist. I mean, some artists like Zach Bryan I can kind of get away with, or who else, like John Mayer's like kind of hard to cover. He gets like his melodies are like very difficult to sing. Same with like a lot of Nirvana stuff. But I really like Kurt Cobain. But yeah, so it's really powerful though, you know, just all music. And especially though when you're singing your own music. I mean, I'll listen to my music more as like a critic, you know, not to like jam out to it or whatever, just to be like, okay, what's that there? Because I'm so like harsh on it. But I think any artist is that way. But yeah, so there's nothing as quite powerful in my opinion as when I'm playing guitar and just like belting out one of my songs, you know?
Yeah, and I know you said it in a sense of like singing, about how like some songs you don't connect well to, but you can think of that as when I'm listening to a song from my childhood, right? Whether it's like, in my case, Usher or maybe Bruno Mars, when like his old school music. I mean, not old school, but his older stuff, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like there's a sense of nostalgia there. There's a sense of this takes me back to my childhood, and that's just through the song.
But yeah, you know, I agree. I mean, songs from my childhood, they bring back a lot of memories when I hear them. My family's always been, I mean, a music family. We all love music. It's definitely, like, for me at least, a form of therapy. But yeah, you know, old music, new music. I'm still today discovering new songs where I'm like, I can't believe I haven't heard this, you know?
Yeah. And I mean, I can think of an example for me with music and songs that I connect to people. I have a song that's about like baseball. It's called Center Field. I forget who sings it, but my grandpa absolutely loves that song. And whenever I'm playing baseball and he's there, like for some reason that song always just plays in my head naturally. Like I don't even try to like think of the song. Like there's just a connection. Like I see him, I see the baseball field. I'm playing the Center Field song, because when I was in, I think, elementary school, he would pick me up, or just like whenever he came down to like our house, like he'd come down and that song would be in his car no matter what. So whenever I hear that song, I'm thinking of my grandpa. And that's a great thing about music, is no matter what you're connecting it to, there's some ties to somebody else with it.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I can't offhand think of songs that remind me of a certain person. Or I guess, I mean, my dad, it's always, he's a big Coldplay, Dave Matthews guy. And so I guess when I listen to them, but those are two of my favorite artists. So I listen to them often. Norah Jones is another one from my childhood that I like, that I still listen to all the time. But yeah, I mean, songs just, or like if you're with somebody like that you don't know and you're meeting for the first time, and then a song comes on that you both like randomly happen to love, that like nobody else really knows, you know, like can connect you, you know? So it's really powerful.
Yeah. And another thing is when you think of like weddings, right?
Yeah.
Everyone has like that first song that they listened to when they were dating. They played at their wedding. And that's such a powerful thing, because it's like it takes you back to the night you first met.
What do you think, you know, if you had to pick a song for your wedding?
I got to get a girlfriend first, and then we'll deal with the song.
I think Ed Sheeran's for a lot of people.
I think it'll be up there. Maybe Elvis, too. I'm a big Elvis fan.
Elvis is good, yeah. Or like, I mean, there's a song called Daughters by John Mayer. That would be good, but I don't think I'd pick a John Mayer song for my wedding.
Yeah.
I don't know. I can't think of any songs, but yeah, Ed Sheeran maybe. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm worried about the girlfriend first, and then I'll worry about the song after.
Right back at you. Yeah. Same here. Yeah. Well, skip that topic, but yeah. So, you know, music, it brings people together. You know, parties, everything. But especially when it comes to, I mean, like you saw it when you came in the studio. Like when I'm in there, like trying to lay down the guitar. Normally the first session, you know, it's not about the emotions. It's just, okay, I have the song that I already wrote, so I just need to lay it down properly. And a lot of times the hardest part of that is, the first thing is you got to find the right tempo. That's a big one, because I remember the first time I ever went in the studio, I recorded City Girl, and we recorded it just too slow. So like that whole session was a waste. So I had to go back in, redo all of it, and we got the right speed. But like, yeah, you saw it with that song My Curiosity when you were there. That's a tough one on guitar. But so the first day is like you're just laying it all down, and then you just do the rough vocals. So and then he'll play drums. But when you're doing the lead vocals, it's, you know, you got to get in, like this new song, Out of My Sight. The producer will say something like, okay, think about, you know, whatever the song's about, think about when you were the saddest like in this situation. Like think about that and then just embrace it. And you know, that's how it happens.
Yeah, and you could definitely feel that within the song, like in multiple areas.
Can you feel the
you
the
can
sadness
feel
in
the
there?
sadness, you can feel the emotion, and that's one of those things where I didn't hear this song in particular in the studio. I think what song did you say it was? My Curiosity.
My Curiosity, yeah.
My Curiosity. Yeah, I can't even pronounce it.
I don't know if that'll come out at some point probably, but I'm not sure yet.
Yeah, so when I saw you perform My Curiosity live in the studio, hearing it live and hearing it with the big speakers and the surround sound, perfect quality, dude, you really feel everything. Like you feel every emotion, you hear every note perfectly, and that's almost like when you go to like a concert and you leave there thinking, man, that song was just as good live as it is on the radio, or if not better. Like my family makes fun of my dad because he loves live bands and he will go out of his way to see a live band. But when you go there, you feel their emotions more because it's right there in front of you. Like it's raw, it's real, and it's right there.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, it's an awesome thing, live music. I mean, I'll leave a really good concert, and you know, like I'll feel it for the next week or two. I'm like, man, that was incredible. You know, like when I went and saw John Mayer. I mean, it was incredible. It really just like shakes you, you know?
Yeah, that's the reason why I've been listening to Old Dominion for the past 2 weeks, because I saw them, I don't know how long it's been, but I saw them like 2 months ago.
Yeah, music, just everything, you know? I mean, for me at least, you know? But yeah, you know, that exactly in the studio when it's coming out of the speakers, you know, like I remember the first time I went in the studio, I sang the rough draft for City Girl, and then he played it back into my earphones so I can hear myself. And I'm listening to it, and I'm like, did you do anything with my voice? Like, did you auto-tune it? Because, like, he's like, no, like, that's just how it sounds. I'm like, wow, like, this is, like, really...
I sound good.
Yeah, I sound good. Like, better than I thought I was going to sound. You know, like, I didn't know if I was going to be ready to start recording, because I hear stories from him where, you know, he'll have somebody come in, and he'll have to be like, yeah, you're not ready for the studio. Like, you got to go, you know? Mm-hmm. But, yeah, so it's... pretty incredible in there.
Yeah, and I mean, definitely seeing the transition from you just playing your guitar in your room to playing it in the studio to then it being in my car is just wild to me.
It's crazy, yeah. It's I used to always think that, like when I was younger, like, man, how do these people write a song, come up with it? Like, I never thought I'm gonna like do that one day. Like that was never a thought until I was just playing enough guitar where I was like, maybe I should try and do something with this, but I don't want to just be a guitar player because I don't really know all the theory stuff. I want to I want to write songs. So I would just take all of my emotion and put it into that first EP. Like that first 4 songs, it took, you know, probably 15 songs to get there, but like Teardrops and all those songs, yeah, take it out of you and you just make it happen.
Yeah, and I've said it once and I'll say it again. It's truly incredible hearing your voice come out of my speakers in my car, and I'm happy to be along for the ride. I know this is only just the beginning. Yeah,
we're collabing too, which is great, you know. Those songs will be out eventually. That'll be fun. But yeah, I mean, it's pretty, especially at first when that first EP came out, it was pretty surreal, you know. Like, I got my stuff on, like, the same platforms that, you know, all these other amazing artists have their, songs out on. So it's pretty awesome.
Yeah, and before we go ahead and wrap up this episode, if you'd like to plug your Instagram, TikTok, Apple Music, whatever it may be, go for it.
Yeah, check out the new song, Out of My Sight. It's all platforms, so, you know, just Spencer Bush, Out of My Sight. Wherever you listen to your music, it'll be there, so yeah.
Yeah, and with that being said, guys, thank you for tuning in to today's episode of the Just Thoughts podcast, and thank you to Spencer for joining us.
Yeah, thank you for having me. I'm glad to come on anytime.
Yeah, and if you guys would like to support the show, be sure to follow us on Instagram and TikTok at Just Thoughts Pod. That's at Just Thoughts POD. If you guys have not checked out our new YouTube yet, we're on YouTube at Just Thoughts Podcast. So be sure to leave us a review, subscribe there, and whatever platform you guys listen to, Apple Podcasts or Spotify, leave a review there as well, and turn on your notifications. That way you guys know when the next episode is uploaded.
Alrighty, yeah. Thank you for having me.
Of course. See you guys.